Hi, I'm Ask Charlie and a very warm welcome to my YouTube channel and to my kitchen. Please do remember to hit the subscribe button and to ring the bell to be notified of my new videos. There are so many pumpkins around this time of year and I thought I'd share with you my pumpkin soup recipe. So let's get going. In here I've got 2 onions that I have already chopped. I didn't film chopping them because they make me cry. I've got 3 cloves of garlic, so I'm just going to chop the top and tail off and then they're much easier to peel. And I've got this great gadget here which is a garlic crusher. I'm just going to chop that one, it's quite a big clove, and pop it in there and then do the same with the others. So I just find these garlic crushers really handy and much easier to clean than the ones that you kind of squeeze like that. So I'll chop that one in half as well. So in they go and you just pop that on and then have a really good twist and it just crushes it up nicely. We're going to be pureeing this, so it doesn't need to be really crushed, but you don't want huge chunks, and it helps release all the flavours as well if it's crushed. So like that. Scrape that one to one side. I've got 4 carrots which are going to go in. I'm actually not going to peel them. I have got brilliant oxo peeler here, but I'm just going to roughly chop them into chunks. There's so much goodness in the carrot skin, so I am leaving those on. And again, because they're going to be pureed, they don't need to be finely chopped up. So I'll do all of those like that. But I am going to peel, I'll finish those in a minute, but I'm going to peel these potatoes. I'm just going to pop 3 potatoes in there as well. So I've peeled 2 small pumpkins and I'm just going to scoop out these pumpkin seeds, put them into here. In fact, it's probably easier just to use my hand. Just pull those out. Can't get them all out until I chop it open, but just got most. And then I'm just going to chop this up into chunks. So I'm just finishing chopping this pumpkin up into chunks, and then you just notice there's a little bit of skin. The skin is really tough, so you don't want to have that in your soup. So just make sure all bits of the skin are chopped off. Cut that one smaller. So in they go. Ooh, it's overflowing. I'm going to pop some butter in here. It's about 25 grams worth into my Le Creuset, and then I'm going to pop this on the cooler side of the oil. So kind of a slow to medium heat for that butter to melt, and then I'm going to fry my onions with my garlic to start with, and then add my other bits and pieces. So my butter's sizzling and it's time to add in the onions. I like to salt my onions, and I love pink Himalayan sea salt, so I'm going to pop a good grind of this in and then just toss them in that butter. And I've got my garlic, I'm going to add that in too. And I'm just going to let these cook through for a few minutes. So it's now time to add my herbs. So I've got some paprika here. So So a teaspoon of that in there. And then I'm going to put some ground cumin as well. And again, a teaspoon. And just give those a stir in. I think these spices just add warmth to the soup and make it really delicious. And in the winter months, I just love a warm, comforting soup for my lunch. And then I'm just going to put a little, sort of a good pinch, a little handful, but a bit less than that. It depends how spicy you want it, of crushed chilli. Just toss those around. I'm going to add the carrot cubes and just mix them in as well. And now I'm just going to make up a jug of stock. So I've got a litre of boiling water here, and I'm just going to crumble one of these vegetable stock cubes. So they're very low salt and they're organic. If I had vegetable water left over from cooking my veg in, I would use that instead of a stock cube, but I don't have any at the moment. I'm just going to give that a good stir through and then leave it to dissolve for a moment. And then I'm going to add my cubed potatoes. So that's 3 potatoes. And I have peeled the potatoes, I didn't peel the carrots. And then I've got my pumpkin here, and I'm just going to add all of that in. And just give it a mix through. I haven't added any pepper, so I'm just going to pop a little bit of that in now. And then just make sure that as much of the stock cube is dissolved. It will dissolve more in cooking. I just want to get all that flavour in. So then in that goes. I'll try and squidge those lumps. Pour that in. And then I've got 3 bay leaves from the garden. In they go. Let's get that a mix through. And then, so those of you that have been following me for a while know that I keep the rind from my cheese. So in here is a mixture of Parmesan and Gruyere. So I'm just going to pop one of those in. They live in the freezer, in this freezer bag. It's just really useful. It really adds to the flavour of the soup and just makes it really delicious. So I'm going to bring this to the boil, uncovered. I'm going to pop it onto this hot heat here. And just bring this up to boiling. And then I shall put the lid on. In fact, let's move those off. Pop that down. Bring this up to boiling, and then I'm actually going to pop it into my simmering oven of the Aga and leave it probably for at least an hour. I'm going to actually go out and walk the dogs and do a few bits and pieces, and when I come in, this will be soft and ready to puree. If you don't have an Aga, you can just do this on the hob, on an electric hob or a gas hob, just on a really low heat, but do keep the lid on because you want to keep as much moisture in there as possible. You can see that it's not completely covered. You can always add more liquid, but you can't take it away, and I think it's horrid to have a really watery soup. So this is nearly at boiling point. I'm going to pop the lid on and then listen to it come to the boil, and into the Aga it goes. I think that is perfect. Yeah, that's boiling nicely. So I'm just going to slide that down here. I will take it out of the Aga halfway through and just give it a stir, just to make sure that the chunks at the top are getting cooked through as well. So my pumpkin soup has been simmering away in the bottom of the Aga, and it's time to come out. There we are. a moment, I'm just going to toast some pumpkin seeds. So I've got a frying pan and I'm going to put a little splash of olive oil in there. I always use extra virgin olive oil for all my recipes. The flavour is just so much better. So I'm going to heat that up, and then when it's hot I'll add in these. I think I'll actually pop it onto here. They'll toast slightly quicker. So I'm just going to sprinkle these in. Just leave those to toast for a moment. So I don't know if you can hear, but the pumpkin seeds are just beginning to pop, and that's how you know that they're almost ready. So I'm just going to give them a moment longer for a few more pops and then take them off the heat. So I've got my toasted pumpkin seeds here. They're really high in protein, so I'm going to sprinkle them on the top of my soup, and my soup is just cooling here. I fished out my 3 bay leaves, and this is the Gruyere rind as well, so I've taken that out too. And then I use one of these. So this is a Kenwood, blender stick, and I just going to blend the whole thing up with this. As ever, thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you enjoy my pumpkin soup recipe too.